it feels like every Monday now I come and I say the president had his most paranoid, untethered, mentally disconnected weekend yet. And then the next weekend, he tops it. It's incredible.
So Jimmy Kimmel just delivered a masterclass breakdown of Trump's most unhinged weekend yet, and there's some serious psychological territory to cover here. We're talking fake Springsteen photos, attacking the Pope, and posting AI images of himself as Jesus. This is clinical-level delusion from a sitting president.
So naturally, our commander-in-chief posted Bruce Springsteen prior to plastic surgery, a photograph that has clearly been doctored, clearly to us, I should say, not clearly to him. He has no idea of what's real and what isn't real. But
the inability to distinguish doctored photos from reality isn't just embarrassing, it's a national security crisis. When your commander-in-chief can't tell fake from real, how can he evaluate intelligence reports or assess threats? This cognitive breakdown has real consequences for American safety.
beyond that, beyond how scary it is that our president doesn't know the difference between real and fake, beyond how petty and childish this is, especially with everything that's going on, how oblivious is this man? Has he looked at himself in the mirror ever? I mean, imagine being this dumpy, blotchy glob of overcooked yams hobbling out of your golf cart. You smell like ointment and chicken and pee. You barely make it to the toilet.
The complete lack of self-awareness is staggering. Trump spent decades surrounded by yes men who never challenge his delusions. That same bubble mentality explains his disastrous foreign policy decisions. He genuinely believes his own propaganda while reality crumbles around him.
You post that Bruce Springsteen looks bad, implying that Bruce had plastic surgery while every weird rich person downstairs at Mar-a-Lago is walking around with more plastic in them than a sea turtle's stomach. And this is how out of it he is. And then I guess Bruce wasn't enough, because a few hours later, he moved on to the Pope.
The escalation pattern is textbook narcissistic rage. When one target doesn't satisfy his need for attention, he immediately moves to a bigger, more sacred target. Springsteen wasn't enough, so he went after the literal head of the Catholic Church. That's not strategy, that's pathology.
He posted, he begins with, Pope Leo is weak on crime. And I should just stop right there, because seriously, when I read this, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, I had to take a break 6 words into it to laugh, because it's so nuts. The whole post is just nuts.
Calling the Pope weak on crime reveals Trump's authoritarian worldview. He sees every institution through the lens of law enforcement and punishment. This transactional, punitive mindset is exactly why his diplomatic efforts consistently fail and allies distance themselves from America.
So Trump wrote, I like his brother Louis much better than I like him, because Louis is all MAGA. He gets it, and Leo doesn't. Leo should be thankful, because as everyone knows, he was a shocking surprise. He wasn't on any list to be Pope, and was only put there by the church because he was an American, and they thought that would be the best way to deal with President Donald J. Trump. As if that's a compliment. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Here you go.
The narcissistic delusion that he personally installed the Pope is clinically fascinating. Trump genuinely believes world events revolve around him. This same megalomaniacal thinking drives his foreign policy disasters. He can't comprehend that other nations have their own agency and interests.
He had to blow it right up his own ass, and he insulted the Pope on a Sunday. We have a fight between the president and the Pope. The world has become a real-life episode of South Park.
Attacking the Pope creates a diplomatic crisis with 1.3 billion Catholics worldwide, including millions of American voters. This isn't just domestic political suicide. It's actively damaging America's soft power and moral authority on the global stage during wartime.
What does the Pope have to do with crime? He's not Batman, he's the Pope. This is what happens when you sell Bibles instead of reading them.
The Bible selling comment hits perfectly. Trump's relationship with Christianity is purely transactional. He sells Bibles for profit while demonstrating zero understanding of Christian values. His supporters somehow miss this obvious contradiction between commerce and faith.
Less than an hour after that, he posts an AI-generated image of himself as Jesus. Now, this is an absolutely bananas thing for anyone to post, let alone the president. But
posting yourself as Jesus isn't just blasphemous, It's the behavior of someone experiencing Messianic delusions. Having a president with untreated psychological issues making life and death decisions about war and peace should terrify every American, regardless of party.
The first problem I see is his hands are normal size. So that's not realistic. Then we have the planes, which are fighter jets, the F-16s of peace, if you will. Above him, there's some kind of demogorgon from Stranger Things. Four soldiers on the side. Maybe the weirdest detail, the man Donald Jesus Trump is healing looks a whole lot like Jeffrey Epstein.
The Epstein-looking figure he's healing is either deliberate trolling or subconscious guilt manifesting in AI generation. Either way, it reveals a mind that's completely detached from appropriate presidential behavior. This isn't normal political theater. This is clinical.
Now, this little detour into Messiah status did not get Trump the reaction he was hoping for from the Christian community. Overall, they're not on board with the whole false idols thing, and a lot of people were upset. So Trump or his team deleted the post, which is notable because his account almost never deletes his crazy posts. Last week, when he threatened to kill a civilization, that's still up. The Jesus post is down.
The selective deletion pattern reveals his political calculations. Threatening genocide stays up because his base loves strongman rhetoric, but the Jesus post gets deleted when Christians push back. He'll sacrifice human lives for votes, but won't risk losing evangelical support.
And this is why, on top of being reckless and a liar, and just ridiculous in general, Trump is also a coward.
Mr. President, did you post that picture of yourself depicted as Jesus Christ?
Well, it wasn't depicted. It was me. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and it had to do with Red Cross, as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one. So I just heard about it, and I said, how did they come up with that? It's supposed to be me as a doctor, making people better.
Oh, now it makes sense. I'm sorry. It was supposed to be him as a doctor. Not Jesus. He's a doctor in a robe. It was our mistake.
The cowardice is consistent. Make inflammatory statements, then deflect when consequences emerge. This pattern defines his entire presidency. Create chaos, deny responsibility, blame others. It's playground behavior from someone controlling nuclear weapons and military deployments.
I don't know which is more offensive, how dumb he is or how dumb he thinks we are, but poor DoorDash grandma, who, by the way, delivers for DoorDash so she can afford to pay for her husband's cancer treatment, which should be covered by some kind of health insurance, was asked probably, maybe, the most important question of the day.
Using working-class people as political props while spending billions on failed military ventures perfectly captures his hypocrisy. That grandmother delivers food to afford cancer treatment while Trump wastes taxpayer money on ego-driven wars and golf trips.
Well, we do not have a deal with Iran. He sent J.D. Vance to Pakistan for talks over the weekend that completely fell apart. So in response to those failed negotiations, Trump announced a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, which, as you know, is already blockaded by Iran. He is establishing a blockade on a strait he wants open, and if that doesn't work, he's going to bomb Mar-a-Lago. But 2 weeks ago, he was screaming, "Open the effing strait." Now he's closing the effing strait. He can't even keep the effing straight.
The strategic incoherence on Iran is genuinely dangerous for American troops. You can't blockade a strait that's already blockaded by your enemy. This isn't complex geopolitics. It's basic logic that Trump consistently fails to grasp, endangering soldiers' lives.
According to the president, it doesn't matter if we're winning this war or not, because we already won it.
We'll see what happens. Look, regardless, we win. Regardless what happens, we win. We've totally defeated that country. And so let's see what happens. Maybe they make a deal, maybe they don't. We win regardless. We've defeated them militarily. Whether we make a deal or not makes no difference to me. And the reason is because we've won.
If you say we win or we won enough times, it makes it true and you won.
The magical thinking about winning wars by simply declaring victory is how conflicts drag on indefinitely. Real victory requires actual strategy and diplomacy, concepts Trump abandoned long ago in favor of empty rhetoric that gets people killed.
And while JD was in Pakistan negotiating, Trump went to a UFC fight in Miami where he drooled all over a fighter named Paulo Costa.
Thank you for doing what you're doing. No, all of our America, or what,
You're a beautiful guy. Great fight. Thank you very much.
Yes. I want to be some more that you're going to win this fight.
I'll give you a hundred. You look so good. You're too good looking to be a fighter. You are some fighter.
Somebody may have binged Heated Rivalry on Air Force One. Good you, all sweaty. You want to take a shower on my plane? And it wasn't just the UFC fight this weekend.
Going to UFC fights while peace talks collapse shows his complete disconnection from presidential responsibilities. Military families are watching their loved ones deployed while their commander-in-chief treats the job like entertainment. It's a dereliction of duty.
We have thousands of soldiers at war right now. His peace talks went nowhere. He's out golfing again. An attractive woman just runs up to his car. I don't know what the Secret Service thinks. He checks her out. He pulls over, fixes. He's as horny as a mountain goat. He gets off that thing. Says she's in great shape 3 times. Leaves the kid in the cart to go give her a squeeze. And by the way, the child riding with him is his grandson, Donald Trump III. Donald Trump III and Donald Trump III taking some swings on the links. I'm trying to imagine my grandpa doing that, and the image is not coming up.
Abandoning his own grandson to chase women during wartime reveals everything about his character. He literally cannot control his impulses, even with family present. This isn't leadership. It's the behavior of someone unfit for any responsibility, let alone the presidency.
And a federal judge today dismissed Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal for their story about the now infamous birthday message he claims he did not write or draw to celebrate Epstein's 50th birthday. He sued the Wall Street Journal for $10 billion, but that got thrown out because in order to sue for defamation, you have to prove the newspaper published the story with malice, which they obviously didn't. Rupert Murdoch owns the Wall Street Journal. This is like Frankenstein to Trump's monster here, okay?
Suing Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal for $10 billion shows Trump's complete break from reality. He's attacking his own media allies over Epstein connections while destroying relationships that previously protected him. It's self-destructive behavior from a cornered narcissist.